morning, everybody. We finally have a nice day out here. It's sunny, a bit breezy, a little bit chilly, but not too bad. But the main thing is it's finally getting dry outside. We've been getting rain a lot last week here, so we were supposed to get a big storm last night and we didn't get any rain out of it. So it's gonna be dry enough we can start planting again. So I'm gonna get the soil finisher out here. Just leave this on the yard. Rick's gonna be running the soil finisher today. Dad's gonna get the planter out here as soon as he finishes up chores. We just got done here. And he's gonna pull the planter out and he's gonna go and start planting. I'm gonna grab my pickup, run to town. I gotta go get some chemical for our bean pre-plant. Then I'll probably be running around with the seed tender and stuff, and I'm gonna be the runaround guy today. All right, so me and Dad went into town and went and got our 240. He was waiting here a little bit to plant. I don't know, it might be just a little wet and dewy this morning. So we waited just a little bit. We're gonna hold off on running the soil finisher here for a little bit too. Just give things some time to dry out with the sun here this morning. So I'm gonna get this unloaded out of my pickup here and put in the shed. And then I'm gonna go down and go over to where Dad's planting. And I'm just gonna check some depths and just make sure everything looks good before he takes off completely for today. And then I'll come back here and I'm gonna get the seed tender loaded up here at some time. And I'm also gonna get the sprayer and unfold out in front of the shop here and clean off all my screens. It's really hard to run a forklift one-handed. Man, it feels cold out today. It was 80 degrees yesterday and it's only like 40 today so far. You guys see the depth there? Looks to me like a little over 2 inches, so that'll be about perfect. There we go. There's one. There's one. Whoops. There's one. And all their depths seem to be good. So I think we're good to go. Wow. All right, next I'm gonna run over here and grab the sprayer and I'm gonna pull that in front of the shop so that I can clean all the screens out and all the nozzles. Having problems with them starting to plug up towards the end of our corn prees. So before I even start the bean prees, I'm just gonna go ahead and clean them all out again. That way we start fresh. Wow, I guess it was cold. All right, I got all the screens cleaned out, and I figured while it was here, might as well power wash off the boom. It's pretty dirty. A lot of places with some oil from old leaks and stuff, and so I figured I better wash that off so that if there's any new leaks, at least we'll know where they're at. Anyway, I'm gonna go take this over. Oh, and I don't know why the boom's settled. That was kind of weird. I never had that happen before, and they're staying up right now just fine, so I don't know what was going on there. But anyway, I'm gonna go pull it over here, load up a little bit of water, just spray some water through it quick again. And then I think I'm gonna go load up a load of our bean pre-plant and go start spraying here around home and maybe across the road. But first, I think I'm gonna run to town and grab some lunch quick. We kind of thought maybe we're gonna wait to spray. We thought this morning we'd go out and spray, and then, I don't know, it was so windy and cold and we weren't really sure if we wanted to, but the wind has really died down here and it's starting to warm up quite a bit. So now it's looking about perfect for spraying. So I think we're gonna go start on that this afternoon. All right, everything's working, so I'm gonna go and mix up a load here, and I'm gonna start here at home. All right, this will be my first time getting to try out this new chem blade and this chem ductor we got. Our corn pre-plant was all in bulk, and now our bean pre-plant's actually all in boxes, in jugs. So we'll get to try out the new chem blade and see how it works. Hello. Okay, we're out here spraying. I'm finally on some back and forth throws here at the auto steer. Got my first load already sprayed out, doing end rows around terraces and stuff. And we got a field that there's not really much of it inside, it's all end rows. And so now I'm finally here on some back and forth. Had some issues right away when I started. I don't know what was going on, but the rate controller was showing that I was only putting out like half the rate. But my pressure gauge looked like it was good, and I was looking behind me and the nozzles looked like they were spraying good. So I didn't really know why it said I was putting out half the rate. It looked like I was putting out the whole rate. Anyway, I restarted the monitor and the rate control, everything, and I don't know, now it works. So I've just been going, just about done with our stuff here at home. I've done like, I don't know, 100 acres here. So I got another farm I'm gonna go to here. As soon as I get this one done, we'll see. I might go across the road and finish this load out since it's got Roundup in it. And the Roundup will kill the grass, the brome grass on the sides of the field and everything. And the farm I'm going to, I'm gonna be going around an acreage, and I don't really want the Roundup in that load. So might spray out this across the road on the next farm before I go over there. Then I'll mix up a load without Roundup to take over there. So I'll see you guys again when I am loading up the next load. All right, I'll show you guys how this new chem blade works on this chem ductor. First of all, I'm gonna shut this valve off. This is what allows water to flow to the rogator when you're not using the chem ductor. When you're using it though, I'm actually gonna leave this open. And that will allow whatever I stick in here to just flow straight through. It won't hold inside the chem ductor, and it'll flow out the hose through that valve there. So there's still a little bit of water that flows through here to keep pressure, but not as fast as when that's running. And so with this chem blade, all I do is grab whatever my jug is, and you just, that's hard to do one-handed, but that's what you do. And when the jug is empty, I gotta have this on, but all I gotta do is flip this valve, starts running the rinser. There's a rinser head, and it'll clean the jug out, and I like to kind of move it around and just make sure it really gets it rinsed out really good. Then once the water coming out looks clear, I can shut this off, pull the jug out, try and get as much liquid out of it as I can. And I'll just set it aside and grab my next jug and just push it on there just like that. Empties the jug out. Once the jug is empty, flip the valve, turns on the rinse head, and there we go. So far I really like it. We've never had one of these before, but it's really nice for when you're using jugs. Then once I'm done with all my jugs, I'll actually come down here and flip this valve around the other way. That turns on the rinsers inside the tank. There's two rinsers, one right here and right here that spin in a circle. And we also have a garden hose tied in on there. And I'll spray out any chemical that's left over inside here. All right, and this load, like I said, I'm not using any Roundup, which is what's in this bulk tank here. So now that I'm done, I can go ahead and I gotta turn the rinsers off here first, so that's emptied out. Now I'll shut this valve, close that off, and I'll open up this one again so we flow water into the sprayer. And there you go, that's how I mix up my loads. It's pretty easy, especially with that new chem blade. That works really good. Just break open the 2.5 gallon jugs. If you need to use a partial jug, which I've been using, I need 5 gallons of this product, and they come in obviously 2.5 gallon jugs, so I got to use 1 extra gallon from a jug. And so you just dump it in there like you normally would when you got them little bit that's left. But when you need the full jug, it's really nice. You just drop it on and away you go. It gets the jugs nice and clean on the inside. So now I'll just wait for this tank to finish up filling, and then I can head to the field. All right, well, done spraying for today. I was gonna go take over in the finisher, but talked to Dad, and I guess he's got some oil leak or something on the tractor. He's about done with the field he's been working on today. So he's gonna stop here when he's done with that, and we're gonna take a look at that, see if, I don't know what it is. He said he couldn't really tell. He says it's something almost up by the cab, or it's almost getting into the cab just a little bit. I don't know, I guess we'll find out when he gets here, but I'm gonna look at that here first before I head over and take over in the finisher and see if we can get that figured out. Otherwise, I'm gonna run the finisher for the rest of the night. So I'll probably talk to you guys later.
Okay. Do I need to take the floor from that brake beam in, or is there seals?
Okay, well, we found a leak, and it's coming from that brake, I don't know what you want to call it, cylinder, I guess. Master cylinder, I don't know what it's called, but when we start it up, it just pours oil out right underneath that left side one, and that's what's got this whole cab filled up with oil. And that is the air vent, so it's getting into the air vents and it's blowing oil in the air vents. It's getting through the AC system, so the AC, the drain hose for the condenser is pouring oil out of it. So there's oil just pouring everywhere, all over underneath the tractor and in the cab. So I got some floor dry in here, and we're gonna have to probably have the dealer come and look at it, and they're probably gonna have to seal something up or replace that box, that brake box. I don't know, we'll find out tomorrow. But I'm gonna go take over in the finisher, so I'll see you then. All right, I am in the finisher, just about done with this farm here, going around the end rows right at the moment. I might go and start, there's 120 I might go do here yet tonight, because I still got daylight. So I think I'm gonna go and start on that, see if I get that done or not tonight. I got plenty of fuel and stuff, so probably head there. That's about it for me for today, I guess. I don't know, I'm gonna sit in here for the rest of the night, and we'll see what tomorrow brings. Probably gonna have to see if we can get something fixed on that planter tractor, I guess. Well, I decided to start that other field tonight. I think I got about 40 or so acres done there. Kind of started to get tough. The trash is starting to bunch up a little bit. Sometimes we have that with the soil finisher. If the bean stubble and stuff starting to get tough, it starts to bunch up, make piles. Something to do with the harrow. I don't know why it does it, but figured I might as well quit. It's like 10:30 anyway. It was getting late, so at least I got a good start on that. Not that we have to be in too big of a hurry since the planter tractor's down right at the moment anyway. So anyway, I called it quits. I'm here at home just filling this thing up with some fuel. So anyway, I'll get back to you guys in the morning. Okay, I'm back in the sprayer again, working here on one of my farms here on the blacktop, 80. I got another farm to go to, it's an 80. Hopefully I can get that done here before it starts raining. It's supposed to start raining here around noon, and it's like 9:45, so I guess we'll see what happens. I should be able to probably get that one done, and then I'll probably be done for today. I don't know if anybody's made it to our place yet to work on the planter tractor. Since I've been out spraying, last I had checked, when I went and loaded up my second load for today, they weren't there yet, and I was here just a little while ago. So far I don't think they're here yet, but they might be now. And Rick is out running the soil finisher on the farm that I started last night. All right, it's noon now. Got the sprayer parked here. Just talked to Dad, and they got the planter tractor fixed, I guess. It was just that brake cylinder box or whatever deal up front in the front of the cab. They just replaced the whole thing. They had one in stock, believe it or not, at the dealer. So they got that replaced this morning. So that tractor's good to go. So we're gonna get the planter filled up with some more seed, and Dad's gonna start planting. I'm gonna run into town, get something to eat. And then when I get back, I'm gonna take the sprayer and I'm gonna go spray 120 this afternoon, and hopefully don't get rained on. Well, it hasn't started raining yet, so I'm gonna get this thing loaded up. Well, I just got this 120 done, and I don't know if you can see on camera, but it's starting to sprinkle. I got sprinkles on the windshield here. So I'm headed back home, and I guess we'll see what Dad and Rick are thinking here, if it's gonna rain enough to shut them down or not. We'll see, I guess, how much it keeps raining. Well, I got back with a sprayer, and I got a ride over and took over in the soil finisher here for Rick. Starting to rain here now too. I made a few rounds here and it hasn't been too bad, but it's kind of starting to sprinkle pretty good. I don't know how easy it is to tell on camera, but there's my radar though, so I don't know. We'll see. I'm gonna keep going here. I don't really know when to quit, or I guess we'll see. I think the rule of thumb is you wait till the neighbor quits, and then that's when you decide to quit. No, seriously, I'm probably just gonna wait and see. If mud starts picking up on the tires real bad, then I'll probably call it quits. But if I can, I wanted to get this quarter done here tonight, but I guess we'll see what happens. If it starts raining too bad, I'll have to wait. Well, I made it for quite a while, and I don't know, I thought maybe it was gonna quit raining, I was gonna be able to get by, but it just doesn't quit raining. It's still sprinkling right now, so it's starting to get pretty wet. Trash is starting to bunch up just a little bit, so I figured before I really start making a mess, I might as well head home. So I guess we'll see how much rain we get out of this. If it's not much, we might be able to get back in the field tomorrow afternoon, or I don't know, they're talking rain overnight, maybe even in the morning or so. So guess we'll see what happens. I'll update you guys tomorrow. Okay, well, it's been a couple days. It's too wet to start going the next day there. Started rain actually at noon that day, and rained a little overnight in the morning, so we didn't get back in the field that day. So I went and I helped the guy in town working, and then yesterday we just did some odd jobs and stuff. I went and got some beans from the co-op that we had treated. Today we're back in the sprayer here. Still a little wet maybe this morning to be planting or anything, but we might try it this afternoon if it gets dried out here a little bit. So Dad will be doing that, but as far as me, I'm going to be running the sprayer here today, and see if I can get some more of our bean prees put on here. It might be able to get done today. We got a custom applicator friend of ours. Doesn't have anything to do for the co-op today, so far anyway. So he's gonna head over and he's actually gonna help us put some on today with his rig. And so we might actually be able to get done today. If not, it won't be much left. All right, guys, I've done a terrible job of taking any video today, but it is 3:40 and I got 380 acres done or so today for me. And then our buddy got like, what do you do, 2 quarters and an 80 and a 120, whatever that equals. So we got a lot done today. We're done with all of our bean prees then, so we got that finished up today. Well, it's been an interesting morning here. It's Monday. Yesterday we got quite a bit of planting done. I ran the soil finisher yesterday too. Today I am hauling out some manure. I just got everything scraped up here with the skid loader. I'm gonna haul that out here this afternoon. This morning our soil finisher tractor, the 400, had steering wheel angle sensor was messed up, something going on with it, so there was no auto steer, even though it was working just fine last night. I think they are out in the field working on it now. Rick's running the finisher, and so I think they're out there working on it now. I'm gonna grab some lunch and then I'm gonna grab the manure spreader and haul out what I have scraped up. Okay, I got the 1 yard cleaned out today, so that's pretty good. It is 5 o'clock now, so I'm gonna go and take over for Rick in the soil finisher. I don't think there's a whole lot left on that farm, and then that'll be about it for our tillage this spring, except for 140 that I'm hauling the manure to right now. We're gonna have to wait till we get that done. Then we'll get that one tilled, and that'll be it for tillage this spring. And we don't have a whole lot of corn left to plant either. Dad's working on a quarter right now. He'll get that done tonight. Then he's gonna move and do an 80. And then there's like a 40 to do, and there's another 80, and that last 40. So a couple small farms, but we'll get most of them done tomorrow. Not quite all of them. Most of them we should get done tomorrow, provided they don't have any breakdowns. And yeah, so then we'll be done with corn hopefully this week. Okay, I'm out in the soil finisher here. I don't remember if I told you guys this morning, but we're having issues with the wheel angle sensor on this tractor. I said it needed like a calibration, or it was out of range and wasn't working. And when we're trying to use auto steer this morning, and so Rick's been freehanding it all day. Dealer came out and looked at it, and they figured, for sure it's probably a bad sensor, or there's something maybe out of adjustment on it or something in the actual steering there. And so they came out to look at it and they tore it apart. And I guess there's a bolt that holds the sensor, or kind of ties the sensor in with the steering knuckle to tell it what the angle is. And I guess that bolt is broken. They said they've never seen that happen before. They said it's pretty much always the sensor goes bad, or something comes loose and doesn't turn, but the actual bolt was broken, is what they found out. So they said it's gonna be a couple days before they get one. So yeah, here we are. I'm out freehanding it. So doing it the old-fashioned way. God forbid we have to steer our tractors, but it does kind of suck. So anyway, luckily we don't really have much left to do. I got this 60 acres here, and then another 40 to do, and that's the one I'm hauling manure to, so I won't be doing that one yet anyway until maybe tomorrow night or the next day. We'll see when we get all the manure hauled. right, I haven't had the camera out in a while, but yesterday we had a big day. We got, Dad got most of the corn planted, and all he had left this morning was a 40. We finished that up this morning quick. He planted that. I ran and got a bunch of bean boxes. We got all our beans put in the shed this morning. So now we're gonna get everything, switch over for beans. We actually just went along, me, Dad, and my sister went along and did all the rows on this planter here. Got everything switched to seed meters and discs and everything. And so now I'm gonna just get everything set up here in the monitor. So I'm gonna go in here to these setup wizards, and I'm gonna go ahead and just start. I'm just gonna do a full setup. And I'm going to have to click through these. Oh yeah, there's a whole bunch of stuff. Yep, we're going to go crop type now. We're going to switch to soybeans. Might be up here. Beans, soybean. I go in here, select a grower. Here we go. This is the one big thing I need to change. Seed cal value. How many cells a disc. When we get our corn plates or discs in the seed meter have 27 cells, and the beans have 80 cells. Okay, we're gonna go product. Since I don't have this on split plant anymore, it'll just be one product you select. And I think I have all my seeds in here, but maybe not. I'm gonna have to add a seed product. Go new product. Okay, I got the crop put in there. Go next. Default app rate. Okay, I got everything switched over in the monitor, so I'm gonna back up to the tender there and get filled up. Sorry about not having much content from planting corn. I didn't run the planter all of corn. Dad just kept on going. It was all working good. I was busy doing spraying and running seed tender and soil finisher and doing all that, so I never really got in it then. We are having some corn starting to come up. Our first couple fields are just starting to kind of pop up here, a couple inches tall, so I'm thinking beans are gonna go quick here. There's a small chance of rain this afternoon, which, I mean, it's cloudy and it looks like it could rain, but so far I haven't had anything more than just a couple sprinkles every once in a while, so I don't think it's probably gonna rain this afternoon. I should be able to get done here today. And then other than that, there's no rain in the forecast for at least a week, probably more. So chances are we'll probably get our beans put in here pretty quick. It doesn't take long, you know, back and forth, and if it doesn't rain, you can get a lot done in a day. So should be quick on the beans, provided we don't have any breakdowns, that is. All right, well, I got that 80 done. I'm back here at home. Everything went pretty good. I had one problem, I guess. So we had a bolt break on one of the row units that holds the arm to the frame. It's, believe it or not, the same row that had one break last year. I don't really know for sure what caused it or whatever, or maybe when we put the new one on, we might have did something wrong, I guess. I don't know. But anyway, luckily we have replacements here in the cab since we broke one last year. And so we got that fixed in the field, sorta. We're gonna look at it in the morning. We might have to fix a couple other things on it quick, or, you know, there's I think there's a bushing that it's pretty much shot, but we left it in there because we couldn't get it out in the field. So we're gonna look at that in the morning, maybe fix a couple things on that before we start. But otherwise, yeah, I'll see you guys tomorrow. We'll get started planting again, and I'm gonna work on that field fixing some washouts. So here you guys can see what we're gonna fix. It's just big ruts through here from water washing. I think we're gonna end up putting a waterway in here. But for now, just to get things planted, we're just gonna be pushing this in. I got the bucket here on the payloader. I got a tooth bucket on. And so I'm gonna push this shut a little bit if I can, and then he's gonna go over with the finisher and smooth everything out. Okay, he still has to go over this with the finisher, but I think that looks a little better. Just kind of took on each side, whatever, just kind of pushed it shut a little bit, and then he'll go over this with the finisher just to level it off. And we're just gonna hope that we don't get a great big rain here in a couple weeks and, you know, wash us all out again. But the forecast looks like we're not getting anything for this week, like I said earlier, and So I think we should be all right here. I also went up and did a spot up there, just kind of a similar deal, just one stretch or whatever that was pretty deep. I just went along with the bucket and just pushed in kind of each side and smoothed it out, and then he's gonna go over it with a soil finisher up there. Okay, well now that we got that done, I took some seed to Dad, went to lunch, took some empty boxes back into town. And so now I think I'm just gonna pick up some rocks this afternoon for a little while till Dad needs seed again. And I'll help him fill up, and then he'll either keep planting or maybe I'll take over planting. I guess we'll see what happens here this afternoon, what we come up with. But for now, I think I'm just gonna pick up some rocks. And you can see Dad's got a load from last night from when I was running the planter. He picked up some rocks, so dump this here in our rock pile. And this Ranger has the electric dump bed. And there we go, ready to go again. I will say that is a lot easier than having to just flip the latch and lift this up by hand. The little shock that they used to have on these without the dump bed does not help lift much weight. So electric dump bed sure is nice. And there's another small load of rocks. And Dad is just about ready for more seed, so I will get him taken care of. All right, I'm out in the planter now, going here on an 80 around Rick's house, and I'll get this one done here tonight, and then I think we're gonna be done for tonight. Okay, and there we are, another farm done. All right, well, it's been a few days. I haven't been recording much just because honestly it's kind of monotonous. There's really not that much going on. Dad's running the planter. I've been running seed back and forth. Sometimes I jump in the planter. I don't know, just planting. We're not really doing anything too interesting. So I'm probably gonna close this video out here. It's Sunday. We're working right now. Dad's working on a 80. And then we got a quarter we're gonna do this afternoon. I might jump in the planter for a bit this afternoon. I don't know, we don't got too much left. There's another quarter after that and an 80. And then a little bit here around home, like 50 acres. And then that'll wrap up our planting for the year. So with that said, thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.